book. Thanks again for coming by my channel. Today we were going to talk about my curriculum choices for my first grader, my year 1 student. I'm just going to dive right in. We chose to do a mashup of Ambleside online and Modern Amabilis. So I kind of pick and chose, for each subject. I looked at Modern Amabilis' syllabus and Ambleside syllabus for every subject and just, made a choice with, which book selections we preferred or which ones I thought were more appropriate for my child. So we did it that way. So I'm going to go through my syllabus list exactly like that. So for all of our religious studies, so New Testament, Catechism, and Saint Studies, we chose Modern Amabilis. For New Testament, we have the Catholic Picture Bible. For Catechism, we have Faith and Life Series 1. I really do like this curriculum. It's, the chapter tells you the heading, Jesus tells the good news, and a little bit about that, and then a question that you can discuss or memorize. So Faith and Life Series for Catechism. And then for our Saint Studies, we're reading Once Upon a Time Saints, and then there's a second book, more Once Upon a Time Saints. I really like these books. It presents the stories of the saints in a very fairy tale fashion, so I think it makes it very enjoyable for the little ones. So that's what we're doing for our religious studies. Those choices I got from the Modern Amabilis first grade syllabus. Next is National History. I, again, chose that from Modern Amabilis. We are covering American for the next 3 years on Modern Amabilis' syllabus using This Country of Ours by H.E. Marshall. Really love her books. My older son just finished Our Island Story. He did a 2-year study of that, and he's jumping back into American history for 6th grade. But he did Our Island Story for British history for 4th and 5th grade. We really loved that book. So I'm excited to read This Country of Ours with my first grader. We're also, for national history, using The Catholic Faith Comes to the Americas from Seton. Modern Amabilis has them using this book just to kind of incorporate Catholic identity into American history, since most American history texts leave that out. So this is kind of just supplemental to This Country of Ours. Sorry, little Leo was starting to get fussy, so he's joining us for this video. Next is our world history. Now, I kind of approach world history a little differently. I do my own thing. I really like a 4-year history cycle for world history, starting from creation to modern. And I am using the Picturesque Tale of Progress series books, and then finishing it up with the Story of the World books. So Liam will be starting his first year in his first 4-year cycle. I will do another video explaining this history thing that I do for world history, but for now I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So we'll be starting A Picturesque Tale of Progress. The first book is called Beginnings 1, and we actually will be doing history readings 4 days a week. So a lot of these on the insides are illustrations, so it's not an incredible amount of text on every page. Some are colors, some in black and white. I love the colors. So we'll actually be getting through the first 2 books and then a portion of the 3rd book. The 2nd book is Beginnings 2. The 3rd is Conquests 1. So that would take him from, early prehistoric history all the way to, I want to say, the beginning of ancient Greece. So that's what we're doing for world history. I do substitute the first 4 chapters of the first book with Adam and His Kin by Ruth Beechick, just because this lines up more with our worldview. And then I will also be reading 50 Famous Stories Retold once a week. So I think we'll be doing this on Fridays, just so he can get some world history tales in there. So that's what we're doing for world history. Next is geography. I got this from the Ambleside syllabus. So we'll be touching on home geography by C.C. Long, as well as Charlotte Mason's own elementary geography. And we will be reading Paddle to the Sea. I'm excited to read this one. My fourth grader, well, when he was in fourth grade, my oldest read it and he really enjoyed it. So we will be doing that for geography, as well as, pointing out, various locations that we're talking about on our globe and maps. Next, we have our natural history / science. So I am using Ambleside's nature study plans, using the Handbook of Nature Study, and both of my children will be doing that together. My kindergartner will jump in if and when he feels like it. We'll also be reading the Burgess Bird Book for children and James Herriot's Treasury for children. For copy work, anything language arts related, I will be using the McGuffey readers. We already started going through the primer with Liam last year with our reading lessons. And he's, I want to say, about halfway through with the primer, so we'll be finishing the primer this year and then moving on to the first reader, and he'll be using this for any copy work or dictation or anything like that. We really love these readers. I use them for both of my kids. For actual reading lessons, we will be using the Free and Treadwell primer, and I will be following Charlotte Mason's own methods on teaching reading using this book. So the tools I have with that, I have a Montessori letter set that I'm excited to use. I found it on sale, so I snagged that up. And then we also have word cutouts that I actually made to go along with the stories. So basically they're just, here's some that I can show you. So I haven't cut these up, but this is the little red hen said, "Who will thresh the wheat?" So what I did here is I typed out little rectangles with each of the words used, and then I laminate them, and you cut them up and you stick them in their own individual baggie, and you use that to help teach sight reading. So and that's been working pretty well for us. I really, really love using those. I actually do sell these. I'm still working on the other stories, but if you are interested in the Little Red Hen, I will put a link to where you can get that in the description box. Oh, something I forgot to mention, for copy work, I use these lesson books that I put together. I utilize the free sheets from momdelights.com. It's a really lovely blog. She's a Charlotte Mason homeschooler as well, and I just love picking her brain through her blog, little words of wisdom. So I love these sheets. Here's a copy worksheet. He copies and does a little doodle. There's a dictation sheet, a spelling sheet, a narration sheet. So we are going to finish up a book that he had already started towards the end of last year. But yeah, we have that to go along with our McGuffey readers. I should have mentioned that before. Okay, so next we have math. I'm so excited about math this year. So I sold a couple of old books and purchased the Charlotte Mason Elementary Arithmetic Series 1 book by Simply Charlotte Mason, Michelle Barberina. She did an excellent job with this, and I am very, very excited to dive into math the Charlotte Mason way from the beginning with Liam. I am probably more excited about it than he is, but we're doing that. We will also be doing Paper Sloyd once a week. My two children will be doing this together, and I'm using the Edna Ann Rich's book, Paper Sloyd for Primary Grades. I got this book suggestion from, I want to say, the Charlotte Mason Math Together Facebook group. So Paper Sloyd, that's what we're doing once a week for math. We're going to be diving really heavy into Spanish this year for our foreign language. I've been a little bit lax with it in the past, and I really, really, really intend to jump in a lot more than I ever did before. So we were going to be using Speaking Spanish with Miss Mason and Francois by Sherry Dale Press. Pretty excited to use this book. I've heard a lot of good things about it. That's going to cover like our Go In series portion of our foreign language. We will also be with Getting Started with Spanish. My oldest is also using Getting Started with Latin. It just looks like a pretty easy open and go curriculum, at least for beginning Spanish. So I'll give you an example of what it looks like. Here's lesson 1. Talks about articles. So articles are words such as the, a, and an. Examples: the man, the woman, a chair, an apple. Describes a noun. And then in the next lesson, it discusses gender, and then it goes into actual words. So lesson 3, the new word is el, meaning the. Discusses how that's the masculine form of the word and how you would use it. The next, lesson 4, is new word is niño, meaning boy. And then you kind of build on every word with every lesson. So lesson 5, la. The new word for lesson 6 is niña. And then you start building sentences. So it builds upon, the next lesson builds upon each previous lesson. And I really like that. So it's in such a way that I think I can do it with my year 1 student as well. We're just going to kind of do Spanish together. I'm going to teach it to them together. So we're doing that, Getting Started with Spanish. And then we also have some story and song books. So I have a storybook, Jesus Storybook Bible, that has both English and Spanish translations. I have a prayer book with English and Spanish translations. A couple of storybooks, Mother Goose Rhymes, The Gingerbread Man. All of these have side-by-side translations. Let's see. Latin songbook. I found this at a local used bookstore before we moved to Wisconsin. Play and Learn Spanish. I'm using these for vocabulary words. It's got some excellent stuff separated by subject. And then another treasury of Latino read-aloud stories that have English and Spanish translations. Excuse me, Leo spit up big time and we had to clean off a bit. So next, after Spanish, is poetry. I picked this from the Ambleside syllabus. We're doing Now We Are 6, as well as A Child's Garden of Verses. So excited to use those. For literature, I might be most excited about literature just because I love me a good book. So we are reading Parables from Nature. Oh, and I got this from Ambleside list. Parables from Nature. Just So Stories by Rudyard Kipling. We're reading The Blue Fairy Book by Andrew Lang. Tales from Shakespeare. And Aesop for Children. I should mention, a lot of these books are also covered on Mater Amabilis, whether it's this year or next year. I'm just following Ambleside's specific plans. So not that, Mater Amabilis doesn't use Tales from Shakespeare. They do. I'm just following the plans from the Ambleside weekly checklist. Okay, so next we have picture study. First term, we are following Ambleside for picture study. My boys are going to do that together. First term, we're doing Peter Bruegel the Elder. I have those prints already ready to go, displayed behind me. I'm going to read a little bio from him online, and every 2 weeks we'll learn a new print. I'll probably have them copy it as part of a little, our art for that day or that week. But yes, Peter Bruegel the Elder is first First term, second term, Gustave Courbet, and third term, J.M.W. Turner. For composer study, that's also Ambleside's. For our first term, we are doing Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and I actually have this book, Mozart the Wonder Boy by Opal Wheeler, that we'll be reading to go along with listening to his music selections. For our second term, for composer study, we'll be covering Niccolo Paganini. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that's who it is. And then third term is Robert Schumann. For music, both of my boys are doing piano using Hoffman Academy, and they will be doing that in the afternoons as part of their afternoon occupations. For art, we're covering brush drawing, and I'm actually using this book as a guide, Brush Drawing by May Malum. It's actually a really lovely book, and I love the examples in here. I'm really excited to get started using this. I really wanted to purchase Rochelle Barberina's brush drawing course, but it was a little bit outside of our budget this year, and I ended up finding this reasonably priced on Amazon. It's Yesterday's Classics, and I trust that publisher, so I'm sure that it is an excellent book, and we are excited to go through it. Also, as a reference for myself and for my oldest son, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, I believe I got this book suggestion from the Delectable Education podcast show notes on drawing. Nature journaling and our handicrafts are also going to be coupled into, covering under the art umbrella. For handicrafts, I have Liam doing loom knitting and clay sculpting. For physical education, we'll be doing some Swedish drill as part of our morning time. My boys also do baseball, so I'm not sure exactly when the season starts here in Wisconsin, but when it does, they will be doing baseball, and then they play outside every day. So that's it for our curriculum choices for first grade. I am super, super excited to jump in. Liam is really excited. We've been collecting our school books, buying them little by little, since around January, and every day he's like, do I have another book in? Do I have another first grade book in? Mommy, can we start reading my first grade books now? So I'm super excited for him. He's really thrilled to finally start school and really jump in. So he's my very eager learner, and he's really fun to homeschool. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions on anything that I have covered here, just shoot a comment down below. You can reach out to me on Instagram. You can find me at Our Living Book, or shoot me an email, ourlivingbook@gmail.com. And if you have any other video suggestions, you can send me those as well. Thanks again for watching. I really hope this video was helpful to you.